Ready?
Rock and roll.
All right, Dr. Dirk Dalmas here, coming to you from Bloomington, Minnesota, with my good friend Rich May.
How do you do?
Take a bow. So, of course, Rich and I go way back. We go back as far as day one, trimester one at Northwestern.
Yep.
And we're here for our 20-year class reunion. So, Rich, tell people at home a little bit about yourself.
I'm not going to go all the way back there. I'll tell you how I am now. Right now, I'm a chiropractor practicing 15 years. This is our 20-year reunion, actually, from graduation. I moved out to Coeur, Idaho 15 years ago to start a new practice and have been flourishing over there ever since I moved there. It's a great community to get a practice started, and since I moved there, 20, 30 new chiropractors have moved in, so my timing was excellent. Back to chiro school. I started chiro school just as a career option. What I thought was really interesting about starting chiropractic as a career option was the very first day of school. Maybe you remember this. It was Dr. O.
Yeah.
And it was, I think it was Linda Bowers too. And I swear maybe it was Przlowski. I don't remember who it was.
Boy, you have a good memory.
But what they did was they said, they asked us all our classes in the auditorium, how many of you are here because you have a family member who's a chiropractor? And about a third of the class raised their hand. And then they said, how many of you are here because you had a life-changing experience with chiropractic? And about a third of the people raised their hand. And then they said, how many of you are here because this is a career option? I was one of them. About a third of us raised our hand. And then I remember how they looked at each other. They kind of marveled at each other, like, look at this, look how far chiropractic has come. It used to be that it was just people who had a family member as a chiropractor, or they had that life-changing experience who became a chiropractor, and now it's a career option for most people. When they come in here, it's an exciting option just like PT, or anything else in the physical medicine realm. You're a doctor.
Tell the people a little bit about how you practice and, well, I've had some great adjustments from you. Thank you. Last couple of days. It's been absolutely tremendous.
Thank you.
You do a lot of work with extremities, and you've worked with a lot of the top docs in extremity work and so on. So tell them a little bit about that if you
Okay.
would.
Extremities were an obsession of mine almost by default. A classmate of ours, her name is Sarah Donahue. Her dad is a chiropractor who, of course, got Sarah and myself into chiropractic. And he said, what you need to do is extremities, because nobody else is going to do them, and that is going to set you apart. And he was right. And I went in from day one knowing I was going to find all the right teachers and all the right gurus, because it was really just becoming an important thing when we started school. And now I think it's everywhere. Is it? Or am I just in that crowd that seems to find extremities very important? Anyway, I found Mark Charette. Yeah. I found Mark Charette about halfway through chiro school, and this was again Dr. No, it wasn't Przlowski, it was. He brought in Mark Charette, and he blew my mind. He adjusted my knees, and I didn't even know I had knee pain. And the knee pain that I didn't know I had was gone. And it was just such a stress load off of my body. It improved my life. I didn't even know my life was this miserable with these miserable knees. It was fantastic. And that's when I knew I was going to force him to mentor me at some level or another. Kindly, not really force him. But I was in his ear all the time. I was this little Daxter, just wherever he was, I kind of found myself there. And picked up his protocols. and found a pretty good gig in Burnsville, where all I did was extremities. They saw between 30 and 60, 80 patients every day, and I carved my niche over there where I would just try to get really good at fixing everybody's feet, knees, ankles, hips, wrists, elbows, shoulders, and just do that. The spine came pretty naturally, but the extremities were tricky. They shouldn't be so hard, but it's really tricky to get a good extremities adjustment perfect. And that's what Mark was able to show me. And then I found a guy named Dan McClure 10 years later at the Professional Football Chiropractic Society, and he absolutely blew my mind. Come to find out, about a year later, Dan paid Mark $200 a month for about a year back at Palmer, 81, and they're all in school for private lessons. So I thought that was super cool how small that world is, and how I knew the magic here, and I saw Dan, I knew the magic there, and how I made them a part. They're my friends, man, and I'm very proud to say that. That's my extremities background. Everybody gets their extremities that comes in. They need to get them done. You cannot have a low back issue without having issues that go all the way down your leg. You can't. A low back issue, which we'll talk about later, comes from, for 85% of us, the way you sleep. 85% of us sleep with the right leg bent. Realize you're asleep for a third of your life, right? So when you turn 30, you've been asleep for 10 years. When you turn 45, you've been asleep for 15 years. And that posture is what torques the pelvis. And with that, there's a price to pay the whole way down. We got to get that done. So that's why the results that Dirk does extremities too. He's excellent at those too. But that's why our results are so much better, because we don't just get the axis, here centrally our axis, we get the appendages too, and that really shows things.
I think you adjust extremities a lot more often than I do.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
I like it though. Yeah, he's
good,
a
Adam.
fantastic extremities adjuster, man. And I had a lot of things for you to work on me.
Yes, you were due.
I was very happy to make this trip just because I knew it'd be adjusted by you.
Yeah, right on.
So, adjusting chiropractors is really about showing that not only do we get adjusted, or not only do we adjust and promote that for our patients, but this is what we do for ourselves.
Yes.
As part of our own healthcare lifestyle.
Yeah, we definitely practice what we preach. And just to kind of go off on that too, just briefly, one of the things that he and I know, we haven't talked about this yet, but we know we've probably been adjusted by, at this time in our lives, 500 to 1,000 different chiropractors, because we want to see the chops of everybody. We can't say we've tried chiropractic. Do you get it? Follow me here. We can only say that we've tried that chiropractor and that chiropractor and that chiropractor. Otherwise, getting adjusted by one person would be enough. It's all about the individual, the individual's touch, their understanding, their ability to decipher your signature. And Dirk has an exceptional ability to decipher your signature. I think I'm pretty good at it myself. But even with them, some people we can't quite understand their signature, and that's why some people will prefer one chiropractor to another. And nobody is really allowed to say, I tried chiropractic and that didn't work for me. That's baloney. We need to find a different chiropractor.
Yes, I always tell people that everybody's got a spine, so everybody needs a chiropractor.
Oh, and that's true.
But not every chiropractor is the right chiropractor for you.
Amen.
And I'm not the right chiropractor for every person that walks into my office, so
Me neither.
but I still want them to get the care that they need because I know they need it.
Absolutely. And that's 10-4. That's facts.
All right, brother. Anything else you want to close with before we dig into this delicious pad thai?
Yeah, we got Pat. Saw what Diaz is important to coming home to Minneapolis is Minneapolis and the school are themselves too. Yeah, I'm good. Hopefully this is fun to listen to. Hopefully, Dirk's.
Cheers, mate.
We're lucky to have Dirk.
We're lucky to have you.
Yeah,
Great
yeah.
seeing you, man.
Good to see you, boss.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, absolutely.
Drop here towards shoulder, chin up just a bit. Drop that left hand straight down, chin up.